Thermal Imaging Conference, TIC 22, Lake Tahoe, Nevada.
G'day, Mel West from Brisbane, Australia, here to talk about TIC 2022, the Thermal Imaging Conference organised and conducted by United Infrared. And here with me are two industry leaders from United Infrared, Greg Stockton and Peter Hopkins. Gentlemen, it's been a few years since the world's been able to travel and get back into the swing of things. So the world has opened up for business. How is it in your local areas?
I'll tell you, Mal, it's we're still trying to get in the swing of things here on the left coast. I would say you're the Gold Coast, and Greg's the East Coast. We're coming from all over the world right now, and I tell you, it's a real interesting market. We're going through another weird bubble where real estate is going down in the toilet. More of an opportunity for guys to think about thermal imaging, but believe it or not, my thermal imaging is taking off. I have like about 25 days of infrared that is booked up, but the home inspections, which I would normally have in that 7-day booked out, I got appointments available tomorrow. So, I don't know where, Greg's, which is all thermography, where he stands on that, but certainly we've seen a change. But the good news about diversification, as I have done, is it's we're seeing work that continues to flow.
So from one part of America to the other, Greg, how's things in your neck of the woods?
Excellent. Having fun. I'd say we're twice as busy as 2021. Still not back to 2019 levels, though. Probably the end of 2020 and a good part of 2021 were very, very hard to deal with. But we had a lot of work in the beginning of 2020, and we did that work. So we weren't really hurting until the fall, maybe. But it's pretty much back to normal with most of my customers.
Well, that's good news to hear. Before we start talking about TIC 22, I'd just like to touch a little bit about your infrared journey so that people can understand who are the people behind TIC 2022. So, Greg, if you want to kick things off for us.
Well, I saw my first infrared picture back in the 1970s, but 1985, 6, 7 is when I really started looking at it. And in 89, we started the company, and I started working with Lee Allen Applied Infrared Technology. And it quickly became busier and busier. And we were doing mostly buildings. And then we started doing more electrical work, and electrical took off really fast. It was great. And then we started doing aerial in 92, 93. By 94, we were 50% of my business was aerial infrared. So I've been doing aerial infrared now for more time than regular infrared of other types. But I'd say the infrared world is alive and well and doing good.
Now, Peter, you came from a different direction to join into the infrared side of things. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you have a few sharks down under, right?
Just one or two.
Yeah, so we got a few on this coast, and of course anywhere that ocean water is, and I like to think of it like what happens when a shark stops swimming? They die. And my mind's kind of been that way my whole life, where I'm always thinking about what's next. And my wife says I'm squirrel sometimes. Well, that's how infrared kind of came about. And I was probably in my busiest year in the late 90s, 99 in fact, and I had one of my guys that was working for me. For those who don't know, I've owned a home inspection company since 96, and I got very busy and had 4 inspectors, and 1999, it was like all of a sudden I was busy. It was 7 days out on inspections. And then one of my guys tells me he can't work a late shift anymore. And it was like, what? And he goes, yeah, I got a job doing infrared at Marriott hotels. And I'm like, tell me more. This was cool. So it was electrical switchgear testing. I kind of talked to him about the money they were charging for this service, and it never left my mind. And it took me a few years to put it together, but I started doing it in 2005. So this is my 17th year in infrared now. And I, I would never look back. I've had people tell me, when I in 99, the quotation for an infrared camera was about 70 something thousand. And by 2005, when I first invested in it, I spent about $20,000 US dollars. And I quickly realized, it was a lot and it was hard, but you look today and you can spend $1,000 and get the quality of infrared that I got, but you certainly wouldn't be going out to a job with $1,000 camera today. But anyways, I got into it, and in the schooling process, I realized that there was just much more to this business and opportunity. And I repaid that $20,000 in 9 months, and my mind never stopped spinning and thinking about the next move. And that's how, this whole thing started. By 2007, we developed UnitedInfrared.com, and we partnered with Greg Stockton on this whole process of this company. And it was trying to fill a void in the industry, which was, you can go buy infrared cameras, you can go buy equipment and tools for your business, and do you really understand how to use it? And that's really how, my journey got me to where I am today. And we just realized that people just need a little hand holding, and we kind of figured out the formula and the recipe to help and deliver that, to clients so that they can feel comfortable about, we're not asking you to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's been invented. We just want to show you how to turn it and get from point A to B. So it's kind of my journey, and I still do have a home inspection company. It's still thriving. But I've seen a difference in change in market, and I'm so happy about the infrared side because it makes up for whatever was missing. And ow, that's hot. Anyways, so
Yeah, I mean, like you guys, I'm into my 25th year of doing infrared and thermal imaging. Things are a little bit different, down under, but the problems are still there and the applications are still there. The beauty, I think, about United Infrared is that prior to actually meeting you guys at a conference, the conferences were run by the camera manufacturers. Now, you've spun that basically 180, and you guys are part of the industry and thought, hang on, we need to do something just a little bit different. And that's how the thermal imaging conferences evolved between yourself and Greg.
yeah, I mean, I would say that honestly, with this whole process, it's like, there was a certain drives that companies had in their education, and ours was taking a different spin, and really in the kind of mentoring process, and helping consult with them on the full process. It wasn't one type of camera that would be the best for everything. There was different cameras, different tools for different applications, and we wanted to come in with that kind of approach that lets the consumer make their choice, find the result that makes sense, but we're going to show you how to put that tool to work. And it's interesting because our company has evolved along with our customers. I mean, we found that although my background was home inspection, Greg's background was the infrared. And so we had a good blend of people, but I felt that home inspectors have always been that perfect, uh, target, because these guys are trained in inspection techniques and doing very similar and creating reports. And this is almost a very similar aspect, is that now, there was something that we couldn't see as inspectors. And so, the evolution of United has changed. We've got a lot of applications that are nothing to do with infrared. Believe it or not, 50% of our business last year was not even infrared. So we found that we're gonna adjust to our market, and we're going to continue to build those applications for thermography as we have, and continue to do so. In fact, the opening screen had solar panels, and that's going to be a new product that Greg Stockton is developing as an application for inspectors.
Now, you guys are on both sides of America, so complete opposites, if you like. There's a lot of territory in between. Whereabouts do some of your members and your contractors for United Infrared, whereabouts are they spread out?
Well, I mean, we have I have a little presentation we'll go through today, and we'll kind of skim through that, and we're going to talk about. But we've got thermographers. I mean, we've trained close to, I don't know, 400 thermographers, certified them, and they're in, I don't know, 44 plus US states and literally 8 to 9 countries. Thermographers have received training from our company. And one of the great things is about the fact that our training is now delivered in an online format. And really we'll get into why we even have thermal imaging conference, which is really that ability for that 1 point a year for all those thermographers to come together and learn from your peers and maybe find a new opportunity for your business.
Now, Greg, you've been in the industry a lot longer than than Peter and I. So how important is the training that United Infrared provides for its members?
Well, it's critical. Of course, the business part of it is super, super important. But, technically speaking, knowing how to do the work and being really proficient at it and making the reports, that gives you the confidence to sell, which is what selling is all about. It's confidence. And that's what it takes to win.
And I think that my association with both you and Peter through United Infrared has been that by coming into contact and hearing you in your presentations and your talks, and then just chatting to you, your belief and your confidence in the industry, it's infectious and it rubs off.
Agreed. We can't, this presentation is about thermal imaging conference. It's our big chance to all get together, and that's how we kind of transfer information back and forth. Yes, we talk on the phone and we do net meetings and we do everything just like companies do, but it's super duper important to have a bunch of people together. And what is beautiful about it is when you go to for all of you who've never been to one of these conferences, is to see how many different thermographers and types of thermographers there are. Some of them just do horses, some do electrical, some do everything. And that is a lot of fun, watching people and listening to their stories and how they all kind of have similar problems and solutions.
Well,
Yeah.
Mal, I think some of the conversations pieces, I have a little presentation that we can kind of skim through the slides, and I think Greg brings up a big point is that many times we are each in our own little worlds. In fact, we're pretty much got the world covered here on this presentations webinar and our meeting today. But I think that I want to give people a little insight to who United Infrared is and the insight to a little bit about our company and kind of where we're at and what we're doing and what our goal is. So I'm going to put a little screen up, and you should be able to see this coming up here now. Hopefully it shows up for you guys. And for those that'll be viewing this presentation afterwards, you guys will get an idea. This is a aerial from a drone actually view of a solar field. The question is for there's guys that are experienced thermographers that can right away see the problems that are there. That's what a thermographer is trained in anomalies and understanding what they're looking at. And that's where effective training can be very beneficial, because it'll show you how to make money and just looking at pictures like this. So, I want you to understand a little bit about United Infrared and who we are and who's the backers of this event and why it's going to be important and influential for your business. So our company is all really about, that support, service, equipment, and training, and understanding how this works. And our company is was developed with a basis of classroom-based training, and hands-on, understanding how to properly use this product. And we found that when we changed to I don't know, 8 to 10 years ago, when we changed to a virtual and online format, that touch would change. And so with that, when we announced our e-learning platform, we at the same time developed our uh, annual users conference. And as Greg said, it's really that opportunity to come together and learn from each other, and find that. So this is where we bring together our manufacturers, our support structure, our technical directors, all of our advanced team, so people can understand what it's about. And that's where that infrared support logo is. It's really like, we're here to help and help you in the process. And we have an affiliate network of thermal imaging partners, which is all about the nationwide service contracts that we do facilitate and have, where we work for national clients. So, we have a kind of the complete picture with United Infrared. So really, our company was developed as a core for training, but we knew once we trained them, we needed to have the network to facilitate the demand, which was the work. And we have contracts that generate, that have generated in the millions and millions of dollars of service work. And that's where part of this network was necessary. So we have really those core four focuses, which are the cameras, the thermography training, so they buy the equipment, the training, the support services, which is the mentorship and the hand holding, and then the client services, which is managing those large groups. So that's really where we are today. Although it was initiated as a training and equipment, we knew once we had the people, and trained those hundreds of thermographers, that we would have that opportunity. So you can get an idea about kind of some of the events and the hands-on that we do, and helping guys feel comfortable. I mean, I think about every tool that you may have had in your life, and the first time turning it on, you weren't really sure how to use it, or if you were even doing it right. And that's where that hand holding comes in. So kind of to answer one of the questions Mal had earlier, which was about the basis of our company. And although yes, United States is the primary, we've had several contractors, even from Australia, that have come over a long way to learn specialized techniques, and especially even in the equine market. So we partnered with Mal, and he's been a part of every one of our conferences, because he just has that natural knack and communication and helping people understand. And the fact that he does this for a living has been amazing. So this is really where our network is based, which is really, if you follow populations, this is where the people are. But when you realize and you understand how thermography works, there is so much money in this, that traveling to 2 states over, or 3 or 4 states over, is in that budget. Mal is like traveling regularly. Like, I don't go to North Carolina for inspections, but Mal travels the equivalent of California to North Carolina on a regular basis, because everything in Australia is on the coast, right?
That is correct. Everything's around the coastal fringe areas, but there's a lot of developing infrastructure with industries, particularly when you're looking at agricultural and poultry industries. They're a little bit inland, but you've got to get to them. And that's been the hardest challenge. And of course, this is all about your global online training as well. It gives people like us here in Australia an opportunity to learn the different modules, the new modules that you're bringing online. And of course, the conference, it ties everything together. So it's an opportunity. Looking forward to getting across after everything that's been happening the last couple of years, to touch base. And it's so wonderful just to be around people that are doing the same thing that you're doing and learning from them. And The biggest thing I've known is that since I've known Greg, nothing's a problem. He will talk to you. He will share his experiences. If I've got a problem, same with you, Peter, same with Alan in Texas, all the people that are associated with United Infrared, they're happy to share to make your journey just that little bit easier.
Yeah, it's not something you find in every industry, because
No.
there's guys that just feel like they have to hold on to their secrets. And believe us, I think each one of us from 3 different areas and different economies is that we can tell you that there is more work than we can ever handle, and where we have no problem sharing that knowledge. And it's nice to have that comfort feeling. So that's what our users conference really does give that opportunity. One of the exciting things that we will have, in fact, at our users conference, is our $100,000 mobile training center. So we have an actual training lab, 35-foot long, air conditioned comfort, and there's like 16 training labs in there, and that we will have that out in at our conference for the users to kind of test equipment and see how the operation is, what you're looking at. We have many, from electrical displays to plumbing to HVAC to building envelope, leak detection, commercial roofing. So a lot of opportunities. And we've been building displays even in like sewer inspections on, you want to use a sewer camera. We have a display lab so you can run a sewer camera and test it out and see how it works. So, these things are what our company's really about, and the friendships and the relationships that we build upon with these events. This is really what leads us, that we look forward to. I think, if you know Greg, you'll know that he doesn't do so much thermography himself. He manages basically his business. He has thermographers that work for him, airplanes that fly for him, and that he manages that company. So this is his opportunity that he looks forward to, where he gets to hang out with the people and see the success. There's nothing that excites him more than hearing that you got a $10,000 job in thermography. Would that be correct, Greg? I mean,
Oh,
isn't that?
yeah, that's the fun part.
Yeah.
You feel like you're winning.
Yeah. I mean, for some guys, the biggest job they ever see before infrared might have been $1,000, home inspection. And then all of a sudden, and this was the case in my life, and now in fact, I just cashed a check, here. I won't have to show who it is, but you can see kind of, well, maybe it doesn't show, but it's kind of because of my background. But this was a $2,700 job that I just did a couple of weeks ago, and it took me 4 hours. So I think that when guys see the opportunity, I mean, I just cashed that check. I just did the job 2.5 weeks ago, and there's great opportunity. So really the conference is an annual users event. Mal, we are privileged to have Mal as our MC, and he keeps this whole ball rolling. He's got the wherewithal to keep the excitement going. We're so proud that he will make this treacherous flight. What is it, 18 hours, Mal?
It's about 14 to 15, depending on which part of the America you get to. But to LA is about 14 hours roughly. But I've got to go via New Zealand this time, so it'll be a bit longer, about 18 hours. Right?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about a few things that we do have at the conference available, and for those who are just so excited, you'll see links in this presentation, or the video, or the newsletter that you'll be watching this video from, for registration. We're going to have 2 special registrations this year. We've got special hotel rates, sponsors, and you can look up past conferences and see what kinds of things have taken place at the event. So here's the first thing. This is where we're going. Mal, have you ever been to Lake Tahoe? Greg, you ever been to Lake Tahoe?
I've been there. I loved it.
I've been.
Yeah,
same here.
So I want to tell you a little bit about it. It's a 9-hour drive for me from where I live right now in Southern California, but Lake Tahoe is one of the purest water reservoirs in the United States. It's like 99.9% pure, and their business is really 2 main seasons, summer and winter. They get the skiing, and then they get the summer crowds. And if you go online and look what Lake Tahoe is. You'll realize this place is amazing. And one of the neat things is with us having our event in September is that, believe it or not, the crowds leave when school gets back in session. So a lot of families go there, and about Labor Day, this place almost goes into a ghost town, but the beauty continues. If you think about every vacation you ever went on and where you could go to, you enjoyed the ones that where the crowds weren't there. You want to enjoy this fresh air and this environment. And so we've selected this hotel that just happens to be right near the water, and it's right in the brisk of it with the trees. We're going to have amazing weather. It is September's have traditionally been great weather, sunshine, warm, but yet you're at a high elevation, so you're not going to be too warm. And that's the beauty of it. And you're just going to be surrounded this environment. And we have a $59 hotel rate. Let me repeat that, 59. I don't think we've ever had a conference at a rate this. And I'm going to tell you how I got it. I negotiated this pre-COVID. So this was negotiated before COVID ever kicked in. And you do have some resort fees, but even with fees and taxes, you're in that like under $100 rate. And I'm going to tell you that, I go to other conferences and $200, $300 a night is not unheard of nowadays. It seems like hotels I mean, you can't even get a sandwich for $10 anymore. So this is going to be an amazing rate, an amazing location. And I interviewed almost all the hotels in Lake Tahoe. And this is formerly known as the Mont Bleu Hotel, and is now Bally's. And they've gone through, and in fact, if you think of that top floor with the wing that's facing the water, I stayed up there and several years ago, and it was just beautiful. So it was a great hotel. Now, it's a casino too, so you have the opportunity to spend more money if you want. But the rates are amazing for this hotel, and the view will be amazing. And I think the experience to be able to, the camaraderie with the fellow thermographers will be amazing for you. So we're going to have two main tracks this year. And so because we do have a lot of home inspectors that find opportunity in thermography, and then we, of course, have some being home inspectors that have gone full-time thermography because they found the opportunity was higher. This is probably a good 20-year age difference when you're looking at me on the right and me on the left. But I can tell you the job on the right was usually paying about $400, and the job on the left pays $2,000. And I probably only have about an hour and a half of work to get that. So you can choose which track you like. For those that are home inspectors, we have a full conference agenda just for home inspectors, and we have specific courses for your business on how to take your business to the next level. So specifically how to get certified to perform chimney inspections on your home inspection, how to be certified to do sewer inspections on your home inspection. And we have specifically on how to use infrared in a home inspection and pool and spa inspections. So we have technical instructors that teach each of these courses that are experts in their field. Your registration of $595 includes access to all of those classes. So we're going to have a mini version of each one of those classes at the conference, and you'll be able to pick one class that you'll be able to take the full certification and take the full online version. So you're not only going to get that 14 CEUs that will be at the conference, but you'll get another 10 CEUs post-conference with the one free training module. And for thermographers, the home inspectors get access to 4 or 5 courses that they'll have valued up to $595. The thermographers will have a choice of any course they want at the conference. So they'll pay that $895 rate, and they will have access to any post-conference module that United Infrared offers. And all of these will include access to the welcome reception, breakfast, lunch. And we're not the basic breakfast conference. We do a good breakfast. That was pretty much a rule that Greg required, right? He said eggs and bacon, right? Greg was always saying, I don't want just that muffin showing up. I want a good breakfast. I want a good lunch. So we do put together, in fact, just to give you an idea, guys, we have well over $100 a day per person just in cost and food alone. So this is not a Subway sandwich. This is going to be a nice setup for you, food and beverage. So just understanding you have 2 training tracks that you'll have available to you. And of course, you're going to get the opportunity to take, you can audit any of those modules depending on the track you take, and you'll get to take 1 free training. And the clicker is at the end is you'll be able to add any training application at 75%. So you must attend the conference to get the free. And if you choose that you want to take your business the next step, let's say you choose home inspection track just to test the waters, and you decide, man, I like this infrared stuff, I want to do it. You're going to get a chance to take any of our trainings at 75% off. And this is only available to conference attendees. So take advantage of that. And the schedule, I mean, as I said, we're going to have 2 main schedules, and I showed you the home inspection track. Greg can talk a little bit about the thermography track. They're kind of the mini versions of our full course modules. So you can determine if roofing, like Greg, roofing has put a lot of money in your pocket, right?
Roofs are probably the best. On-roof infrared is the most fun and profitable thing that we do, other than aerial infrared. We do a bunch of different stuff with that. We do some roofs, but yeah, I would say roofs and electrical are the 2 main mainstays of a solid thermography business. If you look down, you can see the red, the green, and the blue, and then the little green, the off green. But you can see there's an event for home inspectors track and IR applications every minute for the whole 4 days. The first night is a reception, and then we have usually a keynote speaker, and then if you go to the the schedule, which is a link from the thermalimagingconference.com. If you go to the sched, you'll see the details of each one of the courses. But there's throughout the whole thing, there's tracks for learning. And this will improve. We'll probably add on to the beginning and the end a little bit. Typically, the last couple of weeks we get new sponsors, and they want to do a presentation, and we try to fit them in.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to drive. I mean, this schedule will have updates, and we're constantly finessing it so that we can find, I mean, as our attendees and the registrations increase and they we're flexible, we're going to adjust this. So as Greg said, the electrical and the roofing are some of the key applications for thermographers. I tell you that you're going to have that chance to come see if that's going to work for you, because we've got sessions that are going to be dedicated to these with our technical instructors who can share their knowledge. And you're going to be able to choose one of those that you want to pursue, and at absolutely no extra charge. And then you will have the choice to add additionals at that event. So for those who are really looking to get into thermography, or they just thought it might be an opportunity, this will be the event for you, because it's really going to give you that opportunity. So as Greg said, there are things that make money, but I'm going to tell you all of those things make money. I just got a purchase order yesterday looking at this county of Los Angeles is requiring a company to do an emissions evaluation, and emissions are a result of heat, and they want a heat evaluation of this facility. So the jobs are endless. I mean, we don't have a module on what I'm doing, but I learned the core of it from asking questions and talking to people like Greg Stockton and finding out, hey, how do I do this? I mean, you might have some, I've had a company hire me to evaluate paint, drying, and what was the most energy efficient. I've had companies of window shutters telling me they want to know which window shutter is the best. So you're going to have that opportunity to meet with people who can answer those types of questions for you. So, and not only that, having the exhibit hall with the latest and greatest, and being able to meet to these companies, talk to them directly, see what they have and what will work for you. So it's kind of like that try before you buy, and see your peeps, right, Greg? This is really what we enjoy, is meeting with these people. There's Mal in the back there. There's Greg. And just some people, that Bob Madding on the left. It's just the opportunity to hang out, and annually, this is what we need, and that helps us grow in our businesses. So learning new stuff is really the goal. And I tell you, if you just walk out having met one new person that you have that relationship with, you're going to see that your business is going to take to the next level. So that's kind of a general overview of United and our company. And you obviously, that you want to register. You just go to thermalimagingconference.com, and you can register at your pace. Whether in fact, we had a utility company register a guy today, or you're an independent thermographer, or you're a multi-thermographer firm. We have rates that will, for second persons, and we have a loser rate for us. We lose money on every spouse that comes, but we believe in the family model. And we find that a lot of our independent guys will have their wife who's taking the phone calls. And so I think it's important for them to know the business and the thermography. So we have a special rate of $250, which covers access to the whole conference. The only thing they don't get is an extra training module, but they still have the ability to buy them later if they want. But I think for them, understanding what you do and how you do it, and especially if they're part of your business, is important. So I think that that is kind of gives you a little general about United and who we are. And I'll kind of let Mal take it out, and anything else that you feel like we didn't cover there. That's what.
No, we're just about to wrap up, which is great. But I think for me, the excitement about the conference is that you get to be educated by leaders within the industry. You can then walk into the exhibition hall from the sponsors, touch, feel. They show you how to utilize the equipment. So you're getting that hands-on experience that you don't get over the internet. But can I say this to everyone? I'm traveling 13,000 miles to be there. So you're going to be a lot closer than me. That is how important these conferences are, to be associated with other people that are doing what you're doing. They say pioneers are the only ones that get the arrows. They're the leaders. It's easier to follow by other people's footsteps. And that is what United Infrared offers, not only thermographers, home inspectors, or people that are just interested in infrared and thermal imaging, not only in America, but around the world. This is a global opportunity. So, the airports are open. The planes are flying at the moment. So come on down.
We're ready to move this on. Greg, any final thoughts?
Yes. I think it's a no-brainer if you're in the infrared business to go to a conference where you got a bunch of thermographers. There's not that many opportunities these days to do that. So I think it's a good, and it's a great conference. We always have a good time. People are wonderful, and it's an opportunity, really. In the field of opportunity, it's always plowing time. This is something you need to do just for yourselves. Especially if you're struggling selling infrared thermography, this is a great way to talk to people. We have specific courses, or at least presentations on selling and marketing, and you just don't get that anywhere else. We really are the only people that do this. So yeah, it's a no-brainer if you're a thermographer. If you're a home inspector and you want to add to your offerings that you have, we have a bunch of them, and now we got two really nice new ones: the pool and spa, and of course, the sewer, which also has chimney scanning added to it. So they're great courses. Everybody likes it. The feedback is really good.
Well, I really appreciate everybody taking the time to listen to this. I know it might have been lengthy for you, but obviously everybody has an investment of time and money to be a part. But I think when you evaluate the entire process, the training modules alone will value-wise outweigh your investment in this conference, and to be a part of groundbreaking in your career, and to be able to make new friends and peeps, I guess you'd say. So the conference is September 19th through the 22nd, 2022. I think the first slide had our first year, which was right during COVID, which had to get sustained, and it got sustained again. And we're doing it. We're going forward, and we hope to see all of you there. I'm excited to see my friend Mal from Australia again, versus we've been on WhatsApp and having to chat, but we haven't been able to hang out and hug and just bond like we're supposed to with a nice beer, right, mate?
Exactly. And the conference is just an opportunity, as Greg touched on. If you're in the grind, you're battling, the daily slog of your business, it's just so refreshing to be around people with the positivity. You get recharged. I mean, I know I come back down under and yeah, it's on. But again, it's an opportunity. I don't, we've missed the opportunity the last couple of years, unfortunately, but didn't miss this year. Looking forward to coming over, having a coldie with you, Peter, especially you, Greg, because I know you love one, and everyone else that comes along to the conference. Come and say good day, and we will have a fun time.
Yeah. So just to reiterate, go to visit thermalimagingconference.com. You can also contact our office at 888-722-6447. We can register you right over the phone if you need to. Some people might have that hard time on that computer or whatever. We'll navigate it for you. So just give us a call. Mal, Greg, thank you for participating in this helpful meeting today, where we're going to let people understand United and Thermal Imaging Conference and how their next great opportunity is awaiting them in Lake Tahoe, September 19th through the 22nd, thermalimagingconference.com.